Hi, my name is Olivia, and I researched the Venona Project from the Cold War. This isn't a very well-known subject from the Cold War, but it is a variety of Soviet intelligence and messages that the United States decrypted. I first got interested in this article when I studied the Cold War a few years ago, and it was just a small part of an article that I read, so I decided to go more in depth to find more about it. I used a variety of online sources. I looked at the National Security Agency website, and I also used some scholarly journals and essays from the library website. Since the findings were not released till the 1990s, there was a lot of information on it, a lot of different opinions on how it affected the Cold War. My key point that I was trying to prove during my paper was that the validity of the Cold War was established because of it, and it was better left a secret from the American public. First, I'll start out by telling you a little background information on what the Venona Project was and how it started. It originally started because the American government didn't have a lot of trust in Stalin's government, and there were rumors of peace talks going on between Germany's Hitler and Stalin's government. So they decided to start the project to decrypt some of the messages that were going on within Soviet intelligence agencies such as the KGB. It was better left a secret for a variety of reasons. First, because we didn't want the Soviets to know that we were decrypting their messages, because a lot of their codes had secret spies that were in the American government and things that were going on behind closed doors within the Soviet government. It was also better left a secret because the Red Scare tensions were so high at the time that if the American public were to know that some of these people that were in the government were actually had something involved in Soviet Russia, then people would have been more scared in the government. Now I'll talk about some of the code names that were used to disguise the people. First was President Roosevelt was called the Captain, and the bank was the U.S. Department. Some code names that people did find out from this that were famous were Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, and they were put on trial because they gave vital information about the Manhattan Project, which had a lot of important information. And when they were first put on trial, people didn't know if they were actually guilty or not. It wasn't until these codes came out that they actually found out that it was valid. Also, Klaus Fuchs, who gave them information about the atomic bomb, and Elger Hiss, that was a big scandal because Whittaker Chamber, who was originally part of the Soviet Union, told the government that he had a part in Soviet Union, and a lot of people didn't believe him. So there was a huge scandal when he was put on trial, and it caused a lot of uproar amongst Americans. It was a very limited amount of people knew about this affair because even President Truman didn't really know about it at the time. They wanted to keep it very within just the government because it was started by the National Security Agency and Carter Clark, who there was only about 20 people at the time who were on the project, and a lot of them just helped advance within decrypting messages. In conclusion, it was very important for historians to find out about this. It completely changed the way that we look at the Cold War. Before, a lot of them seemed like it was just, there was a lot of scare and tension, and there wasn't a lot of valid reason behind it. But when these findings were produced, it made it seem like there was a lot more validity to the Cold War. Also, it's important that the Soviet Union didn't find out about this because a lot of the information we got helped us in winning the Cold War. Thank you.